It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. Okay then, this is Cannon Fodder on the Game Boy Color, originally by Sensible Software. I know the graphics on this game were originally done by Stu Cambridge, who I know watches my YouTube channel. So I don't know if you did this, Stu, but we're going to have a look anyway, because it's a great game. Well, certainly the version that I played on the Amiga and Mega Drive is a great game. We'll go with a what? I don't care. The enemy is attacked. Under orders from El Presidente, hostile troops are pouring into the 4 regions of our country. You must... Fine. This looks quite different. I don't know how well I'm going to do here. What the hell? I don't... What? What do I do? I have no idea. Okay, right, okay. La la la, come on. Yeah. Get on with it. Mate. I should read all of this. I should. But you know what? I don't care. Now this looks more like it. It doesn't have the thing telling you who you've got with you. Well, that's overstating it a little, isn't it? Well, that's just vicious, isn't it? There's one there. I'm finding that the controls are back to front from how I would expect them to be. I don't know why. They just seem to be the move and the fire buttons. I want them the other way around. No, come on, what? Yeah. Come on, get on with it. Basically kill everything. That's what we're doing. Don't want to read any of that. I just want to kill everything. That's fire. That's walk. I want it the other way around. I want the A button to fire and the B button to walk. But the maps seem familiar. Definitely. Not sure about these character graphics. They don't seem to quite have the charm of Stu's work. But on such a tiny screen, maybe they need to be adapted. I mean, tiny characters on the tiny screen. That's a plant, not a person. It handles well though. They go where, you know, the cursor goes where you want it. I don't know where the hell. I'm going around in circles. Yeah, the cursor goes where you want it. You can send your guys where you want them. You can shoot where you want to shoot. Is there something this way? I mean, that looks like little arrow things there, as if to say go this way. So I guess maybe not. We are. I see two, and I don't know what that is. They do like to die dramatically. Well, have we not covered all of the map now? No, I guess not. Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, I've obviously missed something. I don't know what or where, but clearly I have missed something. Oh, oh dear. I lost someone. Who did I lose? That's tragic. Is he going to tell us who? No. Well, now, drop some grenades into the area to help you. Great, thank you. So, if you've only got two buttons, how do you fire grenades? Unless it's going to be the select button. Love the sampled voices. What? You do you? You're just overstating it, mate. You're hamming it up there, so I killed you, but really. Die with a bit of dignity. Where? Where? I heard that, but I can't see them. What? Oh. Am I going in circles? Maybe, maybe not. It is good that even on a tiny little screen like this, you can see the enemy. Oh dear, I think I blew up my supplies. Oh, probably failed. Okay, gonna stop because my back is killing me. But that is a pretty impressive rendition of Cannon Fodder on a Game Boy Color. Okay, I'm playing it on a Game Boy Advance SP, but you know, it will play on a Game Boy Color as well as it's playing here, except it won't be backlit. Impressive, fun, like it, highly recommended. You'll probably be better at it than me, because that's... So do I. Wait, I am home. Okay, thank you for watching. Hello. Before I start the actual Q&A section of today's Q&A, I'm going to tell you a story. Well, not really a story, it's what happened in the past 2 days. I lost internet. 19 hours without internet. It's crazy. It shouldn't matter, but it so did. I didn't actually realise. I went for a nap. I'm old, right? I needed a nap at about just before 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I've been on the whiskey. I was a bit on the fuzzy side. I just thought I need sleep now. So yeah, I'd been chatting with a friend on Facebook, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for a nap. I'll be back in an hour. About 3 hours later, I woke up, and there was no internet. I'm fortunate in that I have the router in my room, so I was like, okay, no problem. First thing I'd do is like switch on and off the Wi-Fi receiver thing on my PC, and that didn't do it. So I'm like, okay, reboot the PC. That didn't do it. Okay, reboot the router. That didn't do it. I thought, shh. Okay, it's a problem. Like with TalkTalk is who we're with. I thought, no big deal. I'll just chat using my phone mobile network, Vodafone. No problem. Didn't work. I've got a new phone. The LG G4 that I've been using for the past 3 years or so and absolutely loved died recently. It just conked out, just stopped working. So I went and bought this new phone. It's a cheap thing. It's a Vodafone Smart N9. It's perfectly adequate, you know. It was set up. It's a pay-as-you-go, but I'd got a what do you call it, SIM-only contract, so I stuck that SIM in it, and it worked fine initially. Then it did a firmware upgrade, and what I didn't know was it defaulted back to the settings for pay-as-you-go, which with my contract SIM in it did not work. I didn't know this because every time I used it to go online, I was somewhere where I had access to the Wi-Fi, and I hadn't used the data beyond the day that I got it. So as far as I was concerned, that the mobile data thing worked. So I come to yesterday with no Wi-Fi, thinking I'll just use my phone. Pfft, nope, didn't work. So I'm thinking, well, shit, something wrong here. Wi-Fi in the house is out, or rather internet in the house is out. Internet on my phone is out. I'll just go and, it must be like a local exchange, one of your green boxes. Maybe they hook into the wireless network, probably don't, but you know. Something somewhere. I'll just drive somewhere a bit further away and see if I can get a wireless connection there. Drive all around Worksop, nothing. Obviously, because I didn't know settings on the phone were wrong. And the thing is, I could have fixed the settings if I'd got an internet connection. But I didn't, you know. It's like I needed the internet to get the internet. That's an old thing, isn't it? If you remember the early days of Tinterwebs, before internet was just ubiquitous, you just had it everywhere and setup was automatic. You needed to get some software off of the internet to get onto the internet. That's just how it was. And this is how it was yesterday, last night, this morning. I eventually managed to get some Wi-Fi while I was at work, because they got free Wi-Fi in the pub. And it turns out they've got free Wi-Fi in the centre of town, but it's like, it's insecure. Do I really want to use that? Anyway, got back home after work, still nothing. Had me nap, because I do that. I'd had 3 hours sleep last night. I was stressed. I was seriously bloody stressed. It's like, I felt disconnected from the world and I hated it. I mean, it's like, I can't. Trying to remember who it was. Someone commented on Facebook. I'm going to have, no, I can't check now. Whatever. Back in the 70s, connectivity was basically, if you wanted to talk to someone who you didn't happen to be in the same room as, you went out to a public phone box. And if you were lucky, they were on the phone. That was it. And that was fine. And that was how we lived. But now it's like 19 hours without the internet. And I was just going to pieces. Couldn't sleep. Just couldn't focus on anything. Absolute wreck. Finally, well, I say I had my morning nap. I go to work. I come home. I have a shower. I have second breakfast. Like some kind of hobbit. Couldn't sleep. Sort of laid in bed for 2 hours and gave up and got up, and hey, Wi-Fi was working. At which point I was able to look into what the hell was wrong with my phone, because I still didn't have data on that. So obviously the two things weren't connected, and I was able to find out that it was my settings because they had been reverted back to a certain state, blah blah blah. And I fixed that. So yeah, that's been an interesting night and morning. Things like that shouldn't matter as much as they do, but they really do. Makes me think of was it Estonia had their internet taken out by apparently one Russian hacker. The whole country, zero internet connectivity to the rest of the world. They had an intranet. Estonia could talk to Estonia, but nowhere else. And you kind of got to think, wow, you know, cyber warfare being what it is, it's meant to take down like industry and communications and attack economies, but I think it's just as likely to cause nervous breakdowns in the populace any length of time without internet. It's horrible. Anyway, that's just, I wanted to share that with you because my answer to the Q&A question will be quite short, and that question is from someone called Passage, link to his or her channel down there. For Q&A, what game would you say has the best replayability of all time? It is a tricky question because a thing like that, it is personal preference is so much a factor. So what for me would have the best replayability will be completely different for someone else. But I did sit and ponder it. I mean, there are several answers, but I do have a definitive answer. But I'll talk a little bit about the other things that I considered. Noisy bastard, you don't need to slam it. First thing I thought about was Grand Theft Auto 5, because I love it. I'm playing it. How many times have I played? I played it on the PS3 when it came out. I didn't finish it. I got a fair way into it. And then I played it on the PS4 and completed it, and now I'm playing it again on the PC. I haven't got very far into it because I'm just twatting about because it's fun to do that. And I've also thought about Crisis. I don't know that it is especially a replayable game. It's just that I play it a lot. Whenever I get a new computer, a new Windows machine, I see if it'll play it. I suppose that's not really replayability, it's just like I like to use it as a benchmark. Half-Life is another one. Half-Life 2, I should say. I always go back to that. I've only completed it once, but I love it. There is something about that game. It's not so much on a technical level, it is impressive for its time, and it still looks good today. I mean, it's dated a bit, but it's still, you don't look at it and think, oh my god, that's awful. You know, it's good enough. But it's the world that has been created. I love going into that world and how sinister it is. I mean, it's a lot like Tory Britain today, but I think things are a bit worse actually. Yeah, so that one I go back to a lot. But in terms of, to answer the question in its purest sense, playing it for the sake of playing it over and over and over, because you can't beat it, Defender. It is a game that challenges you to not let it kick sand in your face and laugh at you. You step up to that challenge and it beats you again and again. You might get, you know, it's like, can you get to level 3 or level 4? If you get to level 5, well, you're a better gamer than me. But obviously you're a better gamer than me, but, well, you might not be actually. I'm not as terrible as I appear on here, but I do need practice, just like everyone else. Yeah, Defender, because the challenge is one that I like to go back to. I like to meet that challenge head on and fail. But I'll keep going back to it because it is such a good game. From that
I'm not going to try and do the noise, but that growly noise at the start when you put your coin in, you know you're about to get your ass kicked. And I love that noise. It's so... it's a threatening sound. It's like... it's just it's a growl. That's what that is. From that moment until you've lost your final life, that game is just visceral. It is so fast. It is so overwhelming. I love. The interesting thing is the balance of it, because it is fast and they're not actually firing masses of bullets at you, but they're coming at you, and you've got this kind of momentum and inertia thing that makes your ship not especially easy to control in the horizontal. But you've got that rapid fire laser, and I love that it's a laser and not just a little bolt. You're not going pew, you just like lines and lines and lines, and you can fill the screen with lines of laser beams, and it's like, that is awesome. And you put like about 6 beams into the air and still miss. That is fantastic. It's the rapid fire and the relentless oncoming aliens. It's visceral, and I love it, and I will keep on going back to that game for as long as I can game, and I hope to be a geriatric gamer. You know, you'll have me in the care home. I won't know who I am or what my name is or anyone around me, but I'll sit there and play Defender quite happily if I'm not arthritic and blind. Yeah, that's my answer to that one. Okay, so if you've got a question you'd like answering in a video like this, leave your question in the comments below. Begin your question with for Q&A. I'm seeing some questions where there is reference to Q&A, but it's not specifically saying for Q&A. I'm going to answer them in the comments because I'm being specific. That's a requirement. If you can't match the requirement, I'm not going to answer your question like this. I'm being specific, you need to as well. No. Okay, that'll do. Thank you for watching.
Patreon? That's not even a word. You've made it up.